1963. The enthronement of the fallen archangel Lucifer was effected within the Roman Catholic citadel on the 29th of June, 1963, a fitting date for the historic promise about to be fulfilled. As the principal agents of this ceremonial well-knew, Satanist tradition had long predicted that the time of the prince would be ushered in at the moment when a pope would take the name of the Apostle Paul. That requirement, the signal that the availing time had begun, had been accomplished just 8 days before with the election of the latest Peter in the line. There had barely been time since the papal conclave had ended for the complex arrangements to be readied, but the Supreme Tribunal had said there could be no more perfect date for the enthronement of the prince than this feast day of the twin princes of the citadel, SS. Peter and Paul. And there could be no more perfect place than the chapel of St. Paul itself, situated as it was so near to the apostolic palace. There was no need even to explain that the ultimate aim wasn't exactly to liquidate the Roman Catholic organization. Leo understood how unintelligent that would be, how wasteful. Far better to make that organization into something truly useful, to homogenize and assimilate it into a grand worldwide order of human affairs. To confine it to broad humanist, and only humanist, goals. It was night. The Guardian and a few acolytes worked in silence to put everything in readiness in the target chapel of St. Paul. A semicircle of kneeler chairs was set up to face the altar. On the altar itself, 5 candle sticks were fitted with graceful black tapers. A silver pentagram was placed on the tabernacle and covered with a blood-red veil. A throne, symbol of the Prince Regnant, was placed to the left of the altar. The walls, with their lovely frescoes and paintings depicting events in the life of Christ and of the Apostle, were draped in black cloth suitably embroidered in gold with symbols of the prince's history. Among them, some of the most illustrious men currently to be found in the collegium, hierarchy and bureaucracy of the Roman Catholic Church. Among them, 2 secular representatives of the phalanx as outstanding in their way as the members of the hierarchy. The altar first, placed at the north end of the chapel. Flat on the altar, a large crucifix with the head of the corpus pointing to the north. A hairbreadth away, the red-veiled pentagram flanked by 2 black candles. Above, a red sanctuary lamp gleaming with the ritual flame. At the east end of the altar, a cage, and in the cage, Flinny, a 7-week-old puppy. Mildly sedated against the brief moment of his usefulness to the prince. Behind the altar, ebony tapers awaiting the touch of ritual flame to their wicks. A quick turn to the south wall. Resting on a credenza, the thurible and the container holding the squares of charcoal and incense. In front of the credenza, the red and black pillars from which hung the snake shield and the bell of infinity. A turn to the east wall. Vials containing earth, air, fire and water surrounding a second cage. In the cage, a dove, oblivious of its fate as a parody not only of the nameless weakling but of the full Trinity. Lectern and book in readiness at the west wall. The semicircle of kneeler chairs facing north toward the altar. Flanking the kneeler chairs, the emblems of Enteth, the bowl of bones on the west side nearest the door. To the east, the crescent moon and five-pointed star with goat points raised upward. On each chair, a copy of the missal to be used by the participants. I believe in one power. Bishop Leo's voice rang with conviction. And its name is Cosmos. The participants in both chapels chanted the upside-down response set out in the Latin missals. The convenient AC followed in the targeting chapel. 2 acolytes incensed the altar. 2 more retrieved the vials of earth, air, fire and water, placed them on the altar, bowed to the bishop and returned to their places. I believe in the only begotten Son of the cosmic dawn. Leo chanted. And his name is Lucifer. The second ancient response. Leo's ACO. Lights lighted the pentagram candles and incensed the pentagram. The third invocation, I believe in the mysterious one. The third response, and he is the snake with venom in the apple of life. To the constant rattling of bones, attendants approached the red pillar and reversed the snake shield to expose the side depicting the tree of knowledge. The guardian in Rome and the bishop in America intoned the fourth invocation, I believe in the ancient Leviathan. In unison across an ocean and a continent, the fourth response, and his name is hate. The red pillar and the tree of knowledge were incensed. The fifth invocation, one believe in the ancient fox. The fifth lusty response, and his name is lie. The black pillar was incensed as the symbol of all that is desolate and abominable. In the flickering light cast by the tapers and with the blue smoke curling around him, Leo shifted his eyes to Flinny's cage close by Agnes on the altar. The puppy was almost alert now, coming to its feet in response to the chanting and clicking and clacking. I believe in the ancient crab. Leo read the sixth Latin invocation. And his name is living pain came the fulsome chant of the sixth response. Clickety-clack, came the chanting of the bones. It was right and fitting that Bishop Leo should offer the final investment. Prayer of the targeting chapel. Under sacrosanct instructions from the mountaintop, in the name of all the brethren, I now adore you, Prince of Darkness. With the stole of all unholiness, I now place in your hands the triple crown of Peter according to the adamantine will of Lucifer so that you reign here, so that there one church be, one church, from sea to sea, one vast and mighty congregation of man and woman, of animal and plant, so that our cosmos again be one, unbound and free. Whosoever shall, by means of this inner chapel, be designated and chosen as the final in the line successor in the Petrine office, shall by his very oath of office commit himself and all he does command to be the willing instrument and collaborator with the builders of man's home on earth and throughout man's cosmos. He shall transform the ancient mighty into friendship, tolerance and assimilation as these are applied to the models of birth, education, work, finance, commerce, industry, learning, culture, living and giving life, dying and dealing death. So shall the new age of man be modeled. 1963. The enthronement of the fallen archangel Lucifer was effected within the Roman Catholic citadel on the